Today we break down a new DC Absolute series with Absolute Flash issue 1. The Absolute Universe stuff from DC has been amazing thus far, so I can't wait to see what they have in store for Absolute Flash. With that said, let's jump right into it. Alright, so the issue starts off with Wally West having run to the desert and just stopped saying, "What have I done? This is all so messed up. I've ruined everything. I can't go back. Have to keep going. Keep running." When he finds out, he's utterly going to kill me. But what does it matter now? Everything is messed up. Everything is pointless now. I messed up so bad. As we turn the page and see Wally with lightning around him with Speed Force images of someone in pain behind him saying, "No, no, no," while he's holding his head, freaking out, continuing to say, "It's all going too fast. Just need to breathe. Wally, just like she taught you, breathe. Slow it down." The comic then brings us to 2 days ago as we see Wally walking on train tracks saying, "Do you know where you are? Do you know who you are? You're Wally West. You're 15 years old and you're completely and totally alone. I knew it was only a matter of time. Things had been okay for a while, but I could feel it coming on again. It always starts in my stomach, like this terrible low-level uneasy feeling that begins to spread. And then I know it's starting again. The racing thoughts, obsessive overthinking. She used to catch it early. She could make me relax, help me calm down, but she's gone. It's just me now. I don't need anyone else anyway. In the end, we're all alone. Other people just mess everything up. It's just me. I have control. Total control." He then finally makes his way to a military base where the guards greet him saying, "This is a restricted area." He says, "Yeah, I have my pass here somewhere." One of the guards say, "You know you're not supposed to be out this late, kid. Your dad catches you, he'll have a fit." A voice from behind him then says, "At ease, I can escort the prisoner from here. Cut the kid some slack, Sergeant. We were all young once, weren't we?" As Wally says, "Thanks, Dr. Allen," telling us this is Barry Allen. Barry tells Wally, "I keep telling you, Barry, please. So was it worth it, staying out past curfew? Get into any trouble?" Wally answers, "Not really, nothing to do around here anyway." Barry responds, "Yeah, no one to do it with, huh? But I guess you must be used to that by now. You and your dad were from Fort McNeil in Texas before transferring here, huh?" Wally says, "Yeah, in Iowa before that." Barry responds, "Life as an army brat. Must be hard to make friends," telling us that Barry is a scientist at this military base and that Wally's father also works in the military, which is why he lives at this base. Anyway, once Barry walks Wally home and Wally is about to go inside, Barry feels bad for him and is like, "Hey Wally, wanna see something cool?" We then see that he takes Wally to his lab and asks, "So your dad tell you anything about what we're doing here at Fort Fox?" Wally answers, "No, not really, just research stuff. He and I don't talk about his work very much." Barry asks, "What do you two talk about?" Wally responds, "Honestly, not much. Since my mom died, he and I don't really have much in common." With Barry saying, "Yeah, me and my old man too," as he opens one of the lab doors. Wally says, "Whoa," with Barry telling him, "Welcome to Project Olympus," as Wally sees a bunch of monkeys in glass orb containments. Wally asks, "What exactly are you guys doing here?" Barry tells him Project Olympus is, well, I can't tell you everything, but we're working on the very razor's edge of physics and biology. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's the military, so the mandate is obviously weapons development, but that's only the beginning. Where we can go from here there is, well, we're breaking new ground every day." Barry then starts to tell Wally, "Look, I'm glad I ran into you. Like I said, I read your file. You're a smart kid. Too smart to be stuck sitting around the barracks and going to that embarrassment they call a school. Maybe you could work part-time with me down here once in a while." But Wally, who has already started to walk away, stops and says, I mean, that would be awesome, but my dad would never let me. Besides, isn't this all like super classified?" Barry responds, "I can pull some strings and I could talk to your dad too. I'm sure once I explain, he'll understand." But then a voice says, "No, I won't," as we see Wally's dad standing behind him. Wally says, "Dad, Dr. Allen was just," but his dad interrupts by saying, "The hell are you doing down here? And why aren't you in bed? They called me and told me they caught you sneaking back in." Wally's all like, "I wasn't sneaking in. I just went for a walk in town and lost track of time." His dad's like, "Sure, you're running around out there doing God knows what with your friends." And Wally's all like, "What friends? There's no one here for me, Dad." At this point, Barry interjects saying, "Rudy, I was just showing Wally around. Thought he might get a kick out of some of the stuff." But Rudy isn't having it and tells him, "It's Colonel West, and you know damn well civilians are not permitted down here, Alan." Barry says, "Take it easy, Colonel. Can't you see the kid is stuck here, bored out of his mind? Come on, have some compassion." But Rudy says, "Mind your own damn business. You're lucky I don't report this," followed by sending Wally back to his house. After Wally's dad kicked him out of the lab, the comic then returns us back to the present and the moment where the book started, with Wally in the desert sitting on a rock saying to himself, "Should have never gone with Barry. Should have never stayed with my dad. Should have just run when I had the chance. Never looked back. Just be on my own where I can't hurt anyone." And as Wally is sitting on a rock, he sees some sort of vehicle driving towards him extremely fast as it launches a projectile towards him. him. He then runs into a nearby cave as we see the people in this futuristic vehicle are this universe's rogues consisting of Captain Cold, Boomerang, Trickster, and Golden Glider. Boomerang says, positive ID, Wally West. Do I have permission to attack? Captain Cold responds, negative, return to unit. Boomerang responds, I could have taken him out, saved us a lot of trouble. So what will it be then, Captain? He responds, Jesse, Lisa, split up and flank him. Harkness, you and I are going head on. We then see Wally running in the cave with his powers, freaking out, saying, this is insane. Did Dad send them after me? How could he do that? The comic then brings us to one day ago, where we see Wally playing the bass in his room. His dad comes in saying, Wally, you okay? He replies, I'm fine. His dad then starts apologizing, saying, look, I just wanted to talk about last night. Wally says, it's fine. I shouldn't have stayed out. But his dad says, it's not just that. It's what you saw in the mountain. He asks, what did I see? His dad responds, the work they're doing here, it's dangerous, Wally, and I need to be here, but I also need to keep you safe. Wally gets up saying, are you serious? You dragged me across the country again because you need to be here? But what about me, Dad? His dad just looks down saying, this is my job, son. Wally tells him, what am I supposed to do? Just sit in my room and wait until you get some new orders and we move again? At least Barry showed some interest in me, saw some potential in me. His dad then says, Barry, you're not allowed to talk to him again. You understand me? Wally then walks out saying, yes, sir, sarcastically. But as he says, yes, sir, and leaves the house, where does he go? To see Barry. He then finds Barry in the lab in some sort of machine that's in a glass orb thing with energy all around. Wally in shock just stares with Barry seeing Wally in the lab saying, get away, son, go, run, as energy starts hitting Wally. Then the comic brings us back to now, where we see Wally in the cave continuing to run from the rogues, with Captain Cold saying, Harkness, can you flush him out? He replies, on it, as usual. Boomerang and I will do everything. As we learn, Harkness refers to his Boomerang by name. Trickster then says, please stop referring to that thing as if it's a person digger. It's creepy enough as it is. He replies, you're calling me creepy? How about some self-awareness there, Jesse? Captain Cold then says, quiet, both of you. The kid is close, as he holds up his cold gun. We then see Wally continuing to run in the cave as he reminisces about what happened that day he went to the lab and saw Barry in that mysterious machine, as lightning surges all around him. Wally's captions say, calm down, breathe, Wally, just breathe. No, you've messed everything up. This is all your fault, Wally. You can run all you want. It will never be far enough. You know what you did. And on the next page, we see that somehow Wally killed Barry, as we see his corpse lying there with the caption from Wally even saying, you did this, Wally. You killed him. Then on the last 2 pages of the book, it flashes forward 1 year later, where we see an arm coming out of a mirror. Then as the person comes completely out, it stands in front of a monitor saying, access to Project Olympus. Archives requested. Password, Blue Trinity. As it brings up footage of Wally in his Flash costume and footage from him, his dad, and Barry at the lab. We then see that this is Mirror Master as he looks at the monitor saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, time to make this whole world fall. But what's also crazy is that Mirror Master said password, Blue Trinity. If you're not aware, in DC continuity, Blue Trinity is a team of Russian speedsters that were created to fight the Flash. Meaning it looks like writer Jeff Lemire is going to give us a deep pull from DC and Flash continuity, bringing them back. Which also means we might get Red Trinity, another group of Russian Soviet speedsters, but unlike the evil Blue Trinity, the Red Trinity defected and allied themselves with the Flash. So there's definitely some awesome foreshadowing going on here. But there you have it, friends, Absolute Flash issue 1. I will say, even though I enjoyed this issue, it wasn't as great as the first issues of Absolute Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. But Jeff Lemire is a fantastic writer. So I imagine it's going to pick up as the series continues, as this is a lot of setup. Either way, I'm excited to see where the series goes, even though I didn't enjoy it as much as some of the other first issues for the Absolute Universe. But what do you guys think? Are you digging this series? Are you going to keep reading it? Let us know down in the comments